Just really,
How are things?
huh?
How are things there?
Busy. I've been. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning last night, steaming things in the guest room, and
No.
yeah, and this evening before service, I was steaming things a little bit. I got a little handheld steamer. It's almost like an iron with a pull trigger. Is kind of
Uh-huh.
how I would describe it. But it steams. You steam clean things. And
Yeah.
it's great for getting rid of vermin, which I'm working on doing. So and
You
I'm
can.
trying to get all this done by the weekend of Christmas, because after that our friend is coming to visit and I want to make sure he has a nice clean sanitized place to stay. Yeah. I take my hospitality seriously. So on that note, howdy everybody. Welcome. Glad everyone can join us.
Well,
Uh
on that note, so does Egypt.
uh what, take their hospitality seriously?
Yes.
Oh with I mean the parade in Luxor was really cool, but like I said, I think that was like the world's most expensive tourism commercial.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I
Well,
mean,
It's like,
the
it's
parade was
safe.
not
Please come.
oh yeah, yeah.
the parade was not a waste. The other one was.
Oh, are you talking about the golden parade with the mummies? Or
No,
no?
that was not a waste.
Okay, right, but
The Avenue of Sphinxes was.
okay. Well, that's what I was talking about. That was like
Yeah.
a very expensive tourism commercial. I mean,
Yes.
it was a good one. It made me. It's like, yeah, I'd love to go. But you had me at come to
We wanted
Egypt.
to go a long time ago. They didn't have to sell it to us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we're hardcore like that. Yes, we're
we
hardcore.
liked it before it was cool.
Huh?
We liked it. We liked it when it was hot.
Yeah,
Before it was
yeah. So
cool.
we liked Egypt before it was cool. Yeah, yeah. Well, on that note, a quick story I do have to share. I remember I was a freshman in high school, and a friend that I had known since about seventh grade. Um, he was, kind of nerdy too, but not as nerdy as me, I guess. But I remember he asked me one day. He's like, "Why are you so interested in Egyptian myth?" No. It was no, it's because I used Tut as a nickname. He's like, "Why?" You know, uh, uh, what, so why is your nickname Tut again? I said, well, because I like reading about ancient Egypt. He says, yeah, well, I like reading about ancient Greece, but people don't call me Zeus. Now, what was great was his friend who was sitting next to him said that without any kind of cue cards, he said, well, that's because you don't have a body like Zeus. I was just like, burned. You got burned by your friend, man.
Crispy.
Yes.
Yes. Put a fork in it and
It's,
flip.
yes. So, don't you just love it when you don't have to say anything? Yeah. Okay, yeah, and now I'm just checking to make sure our connection is good, because I know in the past we've been having issues with that, but so far so good. So tonight we are honoring. There's a couple of sailing feasts, and this week was the beginning of another Egyptian month, the month of Mahir. And the theme, like for this month, is you had several lifting the sky festivals. Generally, depending on who the creator was. In this case, Ptah. There's another week where it's Amun. You know, that's because it was. You have to imagine, this being well before the internet. People were very localized and kind of did things, on their own timetable. And so you have lots of different little feasts that are all in the same theme for a given month. So that's why that is. And then, centuries later, we're sitting here trying to put everything into a single narrative and going, why is this repeating? It doesn't work that way. So yeah. Um, and I did get lots of prayer requests already. And is there another storm system coming through this weekend?
Yes, there is.
So we need to say some prayers for that, because the last one was pretty rough. Let's put it that way. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, I have a feeling it's gonna be bad. We should say something to my head.
Yeah. Well, we may have to pull this candle out again, just to make sure, because I felt really bad, these people in the Midwest that um, had their homes torn apart. I'm like, goodness, you wish you could do more, but
11 prayers count.
yeah. Well, and I will say this, uh, the Red Cross says they're critically low on blood donations because of the pandemic and everything. So I guess
Time to get out that list.
uh, well, if they happen to do any blood drives here or anywhere, if you hear about it, then
Time to get out your list
well,
of those you'd like to have.
here, take their blood.
Donate.
We need to give them blood, not Caro syrup. But that's another story. So, on that note, let's see about getting underway.
Yes, humor.
I guess I put my bottles way back here. And just think of it this way, Darren. At least I'm not flicking water on you with a pine cone. And I will explain that in my next video.
Yeah, please do, because even I'm confused.
Yes, I will explain the significance of flicking water with a pine cone in my next video as soon as I get that taped. So. Very soft this time. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me as Technic purifies me. And they feel very good on my achy hands. Hail unto you, and what you do. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. The purity is upon our hands, the purity is within our hearts, and we've cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. Hey, come here. There. Again, I'm trying to compose visual jokes involving flicking water with a pine cone. But okay, here we go. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light. The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it.
Receive the light.
Receive the light. The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to everyone tuning in throughout the four corners of the world. Now and in replay. And we are all purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
You arise in the Aketis Kepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven, and do what? Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time. Such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side. Such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, O Anapu, O Mut, O Ptah, you lords and ladies of love and life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. And may you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out Isfet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Take these, your cool waters which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. These waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunechidu, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. Great purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you, cleanses you, it adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, O Yunechidu, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Yunechidu. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. So I have a seasonal treat here of German gingerbread cookies.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, the box there is the Cinnamon Stars gingerbread cookies from World Market. And bit of trivia in the opening video for the Kemetic How-To Guide, the food offering that's a German gingerbread cookie. If you've ever had one, you'd understand what an awesome offering they are.
Yeah.
The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Yunechidu. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with these libations, your wine and your water. Pure is Ra Haraketi within his house. Pure is Mut, Mistress of Isheru, within her house. Pure is Anapu upon his mountain, within his house. Pure is Ptah south of his wall, within his house. Pure the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. for Ra Horaketi, for Anapu, for Mut, for Ptah, and every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your bodies, O Yunechiru. Come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people. Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Mut, before Anapu, before Ptah. All life comes from them, all health comes from them, all stability comes from them, all good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. Ora Haraketi, and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkepurura. Your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. There it is. From the blessed gods to the blessed dead, we bring to them this eye of Horus, that it may light their way in Duat. And these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Rekeru ta henket kakao abdu senachin rahan kutnebet nafret wabet anket nachirim and kawan aku punibu ma kerunibu kiranachira. A voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these aku, all true of voice before the great god. And we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your ka shall live. Truly, your Aneed has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aneed says unto you, your word is law eternally. This fact is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such as the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such as the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such as the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such as the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such as the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such as the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such as the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay. Just peeking over here. You guys are quiet tonight. Oh, okay. Oh, it's cool. Kira was saying she's donating blood soon to the Red Cross for that same reason. Awesome. Okay. Got a prayer request. Fox is a family member with untreatable blood cancer, and this person Fox is their family's being man not letting him visit that relative. Okay, and Wolf has a prayer request that I get things fixed as someone tried to get into my bank account and my card got locked, so it's turned off again. Oh man, it's not those same people, is it? Or was this, another? Because sometimes people can like hack your bank account number and do that when they don't even have your card. Because that's happened to you, Darren.
Yep.
And you just have to, call and cancel the card. But if it's those other folks, yeah, y'all need to banish some folks. But we got several requests for health, because a lot of folks have friends, with cancer, or who are sick with other things, or family members. Jory's grandfather's in the hospital again, and of course, Darren's mom, is she starting chemo yet, or
sometime within the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, so for all of those folks, we will light our candle for Sekhmet and ask her, as Mistress of Healing, to please bring her light and her warmth and her healing touch to those who need it. Hail unto you, O Sekhmet the Great, the Eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris. Hail, O Sekhmet, sovereign, mistress of light, who moves in brightness. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of darkness, at whose setting the dusk comes. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of fear, whose seal brings death. Hail unto you, Sekhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at and detests Sfet, most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you. And may you grant life, prosperity, and health to all of those who seek your name. And now, for our deities being celebrated this evening. Beginning with Anubis. Hail and praise, O Anapu, great God upon your mountain, master of secrets in Duat, ruler of the west, fair son of Osiris. Great physician who heals, your seal is our protection. Crown prince of the Enid, keen-faced among the gods, you stand at Osiris' side. You serve the blessed dead. They live because of you. May you please offer shelter and life to our loved ones who are with you in Duat, and peace and comfort to those who are here on the other side. And to Mut. Praise unto you, O Mut, Lady of Heaven, mistress of Amun's house, lovely of hands. She shakes her sistra. Her sweet voice is pleasant to the heart. She illumines the world with her rays. She causes all lands to prosper. Unique one without equal, eternity belongs to her. Great one in heaven, great of dread, foremost in the Enid, mistress of the two lands, who shines on all faces like Ra. Hail, O great lady, in this, your feast of sailing. And Ptah. Eyes seeing, ears hearing, noses breathing, All these report to the heart. It makes all understanding come forth. Tongue repeats what heart has devised. Thus were all the gods born, a tomb in his need, for every word of the god comes about through what the heart plans and tongue commands. Thus was Ptah satisfied after making all things in sacred words. He gave birth to the gods, he made their villages and founded their estates, set them in their temples, ensured their offerings and founded their shrines, made their bodies as they wished. Thus the gods entered their bodies, of every wood, stone, and clay, all things that grow upon him in which they came to be. Thus were gathered unto him all the gods in their cause, content and united with the Lord of the Two Lands. And remember, Ptah is the patron of craftsmen. And I think he would also be a patron of toys, on some level. And, because they're things that are made by human hands.
Yeah.
So instead of Santa's workshop, it might be Ptah's workshop. Who knows? Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. And somebody just said it's the 7th anniversary of my big brother's passing today, so definitely thinking of him tonight. Absolutely. We're sorry. Big hugs. Let's see. And Rose is saying, it would be cool, a group chanting and meditation. It would be hard over video call, though. Yes, yeah, I would love to do that, but yeah, video call would be kind of tough because, especially here on YouTube, I mean, maybe if the camera was like really focused in on just the altar images, then you might be able to kind of watch it. But yeah, something like over an audio chat or something would probably work better. But yeah, I would love to do that too. Okay, and Marie says my grandfather died yesterday. Um, Feeling poorly from having my booster. Do feel a bit better. I'm glad you're feeling a little better. Okay, and Imagination Bound has a prayer request for clarity and communication and healing relationships. Sadly, this is in multiple different relationships in my life right now, and it's getting overwhelming. And Mello says a prayer request for any initiator that is listening. Maybe Ma'ad or Second or Wet, but my winter boots were stolen at work a week ago, and I'm hoping justice will be done. Oh man! And if those are work boots, then yeah, that's probably not a cheap venture. But oh, okay. Now Sarah gave birth to a daughter on the 8th. Prayer request for a speedy recovery for me and healthy new life. Definitely. Um, well, and you know what? Mut is a mother goddess, so um, and Ashley for life. Hello, I haven't been here in a while. Welcome. Okay. Oh, nice. And I'm glad the sound works better. I tweaked a few things after the service, and just some of my settings. Hopefully that did the trick. That and keeping the microphone a little further away from the phone. So okay. Oh wow! And there's an ISIS temple in your city. That's cool. Where is that? And Serena has a prayer request. Friend's not doing so well and has made some poor decisions. Definitely like some protection from her. Normally I'd support her, but there's nothing I can do. Yeah, and that's the tough thing when you've got friends that do that. I have one of my brothers can be kind of like that sometimes, and it's not all the time, but he'll have a point where like a couple of months ago he was fed up with working for our dad and dealing with his brother, and he came over crying, and we're like, okay, look, if you want to leave, we'll help you look for a new job and all these other things, and get you set up, and really talked him and pumped him up. But the next day he paced around a little bit in his house and then decided, I'm going back to work. And so he went back to his dad, and it's like, dude, you're just like dragging us in with you every time you call and talk about this. So it's really hard, and you have to set your boundaries. And sometimes it means just cutting them off and saying, look, go where your own path leads you, but it's not going to be with me anymore. And it is tough, but now I haven't done that with my brother, but we did that with our house guest, and it's a good thing too because he had vermin with him, and we've been cleaning up from that. So I totally feel you. So actually, I think the next shooter that we have here, Amut, Great Mother. Please put your arms and blessing around our friend who just gave birth to a new baby on the 8th, and may they uh, recover and start their new life together and be strong and healthy. And Anapu, um, with those keen ears, good listener, you always have been. May you continue to uh, give listening and insight and guidance into, for all the people that are struggling right now and trying to figure out what to do next. Because it's the end of the year, it's a stressful time, and everybody's having trouble with that. So if you would please give your guidance and help people to find their way. Mm. And I just ask to be able to get done all of the things that I need to get done in order to have, hang on, to have folks over for the holidays. Oh, poor thing. Rest and healing for both of us. And to be able to get get those inhalers for you, I want to be able to do that because asthma medicines are expensive. So
Financial stability in general.
yeah.
I'd even appreciate some liquidity. Are you kidding?
Okay, and in Austin, Texas. Oh wow! One more cool thing about Austin.
What?
Inside a pagan shop named Ancient Mysteries, they hold events there too. Oh wow! Yeah. The last time we were actually driving through Austin, and at one point my cousin, I have a cousin who's a PhD astronomer, and now he's got a position in Scotland. But for a while he was at UT at Austin, doing some work with their astronomy program. So, um, yeah, I would definitely have to check that out if we get a chance to go down that way. Okay, gotta go back to work. Well, we love you, Melis. Um, you have a good one. Have a good weekend.
Stay safe.
Yes, and we'll say some prayers for you. Um, and Rose prayer request for seasonal depression. Well, you know what? Let me see if I've got here. This is actually a hymn to the sunrise, and yeah, I'm working on getting to where I can I want to be able to record the Egyptian version of it, but here's the English. Praising Ra in his rising in the eastern horizon of the sky. Hail unto you, rising in your sacred land, light that has dawned in the east of the sky, great of esteem in the secret shrine. O Ra, may you hear me. Ra, come forth. For I have read the 77 books in the place of daily slaughter of Apophis. His ba is given to the fire, his corpse to the flame. His Hika to the eye of Horus, so that he ceases to exist and is not remembered. What is due, Apophis, is accomplished in daily battle. I make you triumph in your rising. Come unto me, Ra-Horaketi. Make me triumph over my enemies, when you have driven off the arrows as you have gods, spirits, male and female dead. Make me to join the council of Osiris, Unifer. May your beautiful face be gracious to me. And its son. Huh?
I will add, to anybody with seasonal depression, remember that as we are getting closer to the solstice, then we actually start gaining light. So we will be in the upswing.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually that is something we're getting close to the solstice. So everybody in the northern hemisphere, I know occasionally I get some folks who tune in from Australia, and for them it's the summer solstice coming up, but for us in the northern hemisphere it's getting to the darkest point in the year. So definitely it's at a point where we're not getting as much daylight, but it's going to start, the tide will turn. It always does. So okay. All right, well, if anyone has some requests for divinations and other things, any more prayer requests, be sure to add those. And of course, next week we will be actually having service on Christmas Eve, but we'll be honoring Neat and Sobek, and the red and green, because red is Neat's primary color, and of course Sobek being a crocodile, green, the red and green is kind of appropriate for them too. So that's what we'll be doing next week. Poor thing. And yeah, we didn't get very much sleep, so I think Darren's like about to keel over. Poor thing. You were asking me about coffee earlier, and you usually don't ask for coffee in the evening. But alrighty, Audrina, you will get our first divination in the evening. Let's see if I can set the bowl. Scoot that over just a hair. Okay, so wow, you got two of them. Were you thinking of two questions? All right, here's the first one. And it says, life is about making some things happen, not waiting for something to happen. And the second one. You are strong and brave. Use these qualities to pull through. Wow. So, Audrina, there you go. You are strong and brave. Use these qualities to pull through. Life is about making some things happen, not waiting for something to happen. So, I think they're telling you you've got some power to, within yourself that, you might be afraid to tap into it. Don't be. It's okay to take charge of the situation. The nature says so. Okay. And let's see. Oh, okay. I missed a couple of them here. So Marie and Akira. Okay. And Ashley for life. Imagination. Okay. So we'll go Marie and then Akira. Okay. Marie. It says, good character is more to be praised than outstanding talent. So good character is more to be praised than outstanding talent. And I know you've been working on poetry. You've got some talent somewhere, and that's good. But be the whole package. So, Akira. That was cool. It just landed perfectly on the wine cup. Okay. Akira, it says, your kindness and generosity will be appreciated by others. And I noticed that your cookie landed right on the offering that we give for gardens to prosper. So, I think that may be symbolic too, making a good harvest, sowing seeds of kindness and generosity, it will be appreciated by others. Okay. Let's see. So Ashley for life, and then imagination bound. I know I drink wine way too much, but that's uncalled for. Cool. Okay, so Ashley for life, and imagination bound. So Ashley. Okay. You did it again. Ashley for life. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. And that's what automaker has that commercial, the best or nothing?
Mercedes.
Mercedes, okay. Life is a Mercedes-Benz commercial. But his life is either a daring adventure or nothing. So I think that's a nudge to go out and do something. I mean, obviously nothing, foolhardy, but I think sometimes we hesitate and we're unsure of ourselves, and we tend to second guess ourselves. And I notice that the gods tend to nudge us and say, don't second guess yourself. Don't be timid when you know deep down what the answer is. Sometimes they're encouraging us and saying, just go for it. Okay, so imagination bound, and then Don Pellegro. Is it Pellegro or Pellegro? But first we'll pull one for imagination bound. Okay. Imagination, you got two. And the first one. Act always in a way to do good. And the second. Do not underestimate yourself. Human beings have unlimited potentials. Act always in a way to do good. I think that's their way of saying, don't minimize the effect that the things you do might have on others. It can be greater and more profound than you know. So um, always be mindful of what does good, because you have a more profound effect than you know. You know, do not underestimate yourself. Human beings have unlimited potentials. Act always in a way to do good. Okay. And Dawn. Okay, there we go. Don, yours says, you discover treasures where others see nothing unusual. And that is a way of finding opportunities. You discover treasures where others see nothing unusual. Peligro. Okay. Okay. And Brian. And okay. Peligro. Okay. Okay. Brian, it says you will be successful in love. Certainly hope so. You're certainly loved by us. So. Hello. Okay, Lunar, you'd like a divination. Absolutely. This one is for Lunar. And don't worry, we have more. We have more when these run out. So. Still working on a big box. Okay, Lunar. People try things because they just don't want it enough. That sounds very similar to your favorite quote, Darren.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yes. People try things because they just don't want it enough. So. There's a way also as another character said, go for the gusto. So.
Close cover before striking, friend.
Yeah. Okay. And Serrano would like a divination. Wow, that was just like said. Here you go. All right. Adventure is not outside, it is within.
Woohoo.
Didn't you say you're pregnant? Adventure lies within. His adventure is not outside, it is within.
Set your boundaries. Set your boundaries.
Mm. See, sometimes they have a sense of humor. Mm. Oh, I've also been asked to be a DM for Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, fun! Now is this for online or like in a group doing it old school? Because gosh, I have an aunt and uncle that used to do that way back in the early '80s when everybody thought it was satanic.
Yes. Satanic Panic was an awful lot of fun.
Back in the golden age of paranoia.
Yeah. You know what was really funny was for Halloween in 1989, I wanted to dress in my little Egyptian costume that I had, and the headdress that we had made out of an Izod shirt. And my mother was afraid that, oh well, I don't know if I want you doing that. People might think that's satanic. And I was like, okay. I actually asked one of my teachers because I knew that and she was kind of a religious type, and so I figured, well, whatever she says, would probably be good enough ammunition to use on my mom. So I was like, well, this is what my mom says. And she said, well, why don't you go as Cleopatra? That's a historical figure. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, Mom, I'm going as Cleopatra. Okay. It's the same thing. It's just how you dress it, Give people what they want to hear.
Another thing
Well,
is,
I mean, but I guess that means you could go in trick or treating as Jim Jones, and that's okay too. Also, a historical
Oh,
figure.
God.
Big jug of Kool-Aid.
Dude, don't go there, okay? But I realize what you're saying is like you get something really beyond the pale, but
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Haven't really decided yet. Oh, okay. And so Serrano's mom did Dungeons and Dragons back in the early '80s and stopped because of the Satanic Panic.
Nope. Keep going.
I was too young to actually do it.
Yeah.
Play it.
Do it.
Well, I tell you what, and another thing, parents were really naive in the '80s about things because my mom thought Super Mario Brothers was violent.
I'd love to fast forward her and put her in front of Wolfenstein with a fan.
I wanted to show her. I remember seeing somebody playing Wolfenstein on the computer, and I was like, "Oh my god! I wish I could set my mom in front of this right now and say, see, Mario Brothers isn't violent. This is violent."
Hitman.
Yeah.
On the other hand, though,
Huh?
On the other hand, though, I'm one of the people that will say, sure, you may not have been playing Dungeons and Dragons or anything, but you've been role playing for a very long time.
Right. Well, it's like our lovely assistant Morgan said one time, "It's like I'm going to make a gamer girl out of you yet," and I was like, "Ha ha 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 ha! You're thinking video games. I used to play role play on Telnet in the '90s, doing mushing, huh?
Me too.
Yeah. Some people know.
IRC for the win.
What for the win?
IIRC.
Yes. Yeah. So, and so based on that, I was gaming a long time ago when he was still, playing with Legos or whatever.
Great.
No. This is '95. He'd have been about 6 years old. He would have been, wrapping his little hands around probably a Sega Genesis controller or something. Yeah. No, but like I said, parents in the 80s were like, I guess all this stuff.
Gullible.
Well, and see the thing is, I guess trying to be fair, all this stuff was brand new at that point. So again, until you can compare it to something like we have now, it all seems terrible and hard to understand and horrifying. But it's like, come on.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah.
When you were talking about
yes, and Looney Tunes were violent, but they were great. But when you're talking about
when you were a kid and you're trying to dress up as an Egyptian, be like, well, that guy over there is dressing up as Skeletor, and you're afraid of what I'm doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Looney Tunes, because of course our photo bomber, he's in like every shot, is had these two cells of Megatron. Well, behind him, this was something I got at a museum exhibit for the art of Chuck Jones, but this is like a fragment from a cell. They took it and they chopped it and made it in this little card, but that's Wile E. Coyote. So yes, we love classic animation around here.
Super genius. I hope Chuck Jones' headstone says that.
Super genius.
Because he was.
Yeah.
Considering how the Egyptians were with imagery, they would have very much dug animation.
Oh yeah, well, and I have a book on animation. See, if Celery were here, we could definitely get into a conversation about that because she's going to art school and talking about like sequential drawings in like some Egyptian reliefs and how you could kind of consider those keyframes. But I'll have to like scan some examples and point that out because that would be a good video.
Yeah.
And maybe something for my other
channel. It's kind of like the very first, the ancestor of a comic,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's trying to tell a narrative.
But well, to try and keep ourselves on task, much as
So I'm getting hungry.
yeah. Well, I think poor Darren's about to bottom out, I think. So we need to go ahead and wrap it up. If there are any more prayer requests, or divination requests, let me know. And I will say, in case we missed anyone, we'll say one more prayer.
Did we do a prayer to Mahes?
You know what? Not yet, but we need to do that. That's actually, thank you for that reminder. Because we have weather moving through again, we definitely want to implore his protection for everyone who is in the path of storms. Let me make sure that. Okay, yeah, on this second candle. I need to find some better wicks, I guess, for when I make my own candles so that they don't fizzle out. But in the meantime. Hail and praise unto you, O raging lion, scarlet lord, flashing and thundering God, Lord of darkness and winds, one who acts swiftly, great God who listens, most glorious Mahes. O son of mighty Sekhmet, protect us from every evil. Lord of slaughter, protect those who are innocent. Hear our prayers, and defend us as you defend Ra from his wicked foes. And you know what? Technically today is also a going forth of Set. Although it's one of those things of, okay, Set's out, don't go out. But it would be a good idea, I think, to invoke him also as another controller of storms. So. Hail, O Sutek, son of Nut, great of strength in the bark of millions, chosen one of Ra Horaketi, bull who dwells in the northern sky, fearsome one at whom all lands tremble. Great is your war cry, great is your might. Your wasp scepter stretches over the sky. You stand at the zenith of the stars. Lord of storms, Lord of dread, your voice is thunder in the heavens. You slay the fiend from the prow of Ra's bark. Protect us from evil and grant us long life. Yesterday, please grant long life, prosperity, and health to our loved ones and to those who are tuning in.
Healing for those
Yes.
who are sick.
Yes. May you grant life, prosperity, and health, alertness, favors, and affection. May our eyes see you every day as ones righteous who set you in our hearts. Supply our needs of bread and drink, and guard our mouths in speaking. Come to us and give us counsel. Make us heedful of your wisdom. When one appeals to you, you come from afar. Lend your ear to the lonely and the poor. May you give breath to those who are wretched, and bread to those who have none. Guardians of the weak, may you set the oppressed free, and let your blessings surpass all wealth. Oh, Rose says, I forgot to mention I got accepted into Virginia Tech. I could use a Jehudi prayer for luck next year.
Yay!
Congrats, yeah. Okay, oh, and Kai Sobek wanted a divination. So, one more divination, and, hail and praise unto you, O Jehuti, the thrice great God, Lord of Ma'at, Lord of Kemnu. Join us in congratulating our friend who just got accepted to Virginia Tech, and grant them success in their studies, and continued prosperity, and all those good things. And for Kai Sobek, they were saving this one for you. And it says, your smile brings happiness to others. And I get the sense that maybe you're wondering if you're seen or appreciated. You are. Your smile brings happiness to others. There are others who would be less for not having you in their life. And so, and us included. So, if you get to doubting yourself, just remember, your smile brings happiness to others. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Kepri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Aeneid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shanit in Unu endures. As the name of Osir Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Kemenu endures. As the name of Ra and the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Anapu, Mut, Ptah, Mahes. May you go forth in peace, O Ra. May you go forth in peace, O Yanetchuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you as always for joining in. We're always glad to have you, and hope you all have a wonderful week and, peaceful lead up to the holidays. Congrats to all our folks who have graduated and who've gotten accepted. We're, all our hopes are with you, and, we're here if you need us. Just reach out, and we look forward to seeing you again Christmas Eve. Alrighty, guys. See you soon.